Do you ever feel like you're drowning in a sea of notifications, constant pressure, and just overwhelming chaos? It feels like we spend our days just reacting to things, many of which are completely out of our hands. We're left drained, unable to focus on what actually matters, our own growth, and getting better at the things we care about. Our attention gets fractured, our peace is shattered, and we're left feeling pretty powerless. But what if the solution isn't some new productivity app or a trendy life hack? What if the real answer is a 2,000-year-old mindset, a mental operating system used by emperors, artists, and leaders to not just survive, but actually thrive in chaotic times? Today, we're exploring the Stoic approach to not just handling, but mastering modern-day chaos. This isn't just dry philosophy, it's a practical toolkit for building a life of resilience, purpose, and focused growth. At its core, Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that teaches the development of self-control and character to overcome destructive emotions. It was forged in high-stakes environments, battlefields, political chaos, and personal loss. The Stoics believed that while we can't control the world around us, we have incredible power over our inner world, our perceptions, our judgments, and our actions. And that is the secret. By shifting our energy away from the chaotic things we can't control and onto our own internal responses, we find the focus required for deep work, personal growth, and mastering new skills. The promise of Stoicism is that by concentrating only on what's in your power, you can achieve a sense of tranquility and strength, even when the world outside is spinning. So today, we're going to break down 5 of the most powerful Stoic principles you can start using right away to bring order to your inner world and kickstart your personal growth. Let's start with the absolute foundation of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. So much of our modern anxiety comes from one simple mistake. We pour our energy into trying to control the uncontrollable. We stress about what a boss thinks, get furious about traffic, lose sleep over a market crash, or get emotionally hijacked by a negative comment online. The Stoics would call this madness. It's like trying to command the weather. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during a plague and constant war, wrote to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So, what does this look like today? The next time you feel a surge of anger or stress, just pause and ask one simple question. Is this something I can control? You can't control a delayed flight, but you can control whether you use that extra time to read a book or to fume with rage. You can't control a client's final decision, but you can't control the quality of the work you deliver. This isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic with your most valuable resource, your attention. When you let go of what you can't influence, you reclaim a huge amount of mental and emotional energy. That energy can then be reinvested into what you can control: your habits, your learning, and your character. This is the foundation for mastering any skill, because true focus is only possible when you stop letting external chaos dictate your inner peace. Our culture is obsessed with positive thinking. We're told to visualize success and just banish all negativity. The Stoics, however, offered a counterintuitive and maybe even more powerful tool: premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This is the practice of deliberately and vividly imagining what could go wrong. The philosopher Seneca wrote that the man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. The goal isn't to create anxiety, but to get rid of it by being prepared. By rehearsing misfortune in your mind, you vaccinate yourself against the shock and panic that come with unexpected setbacks. Let's put this in modern terms. Before a big presentation, don't just visualize the applause. Visualize the projector failing. Imagine getting hit with the toughest question possible. Picture a key stakeholder disagreeing with you. And then, plan your response. You'd have a backup PDF on a flash drive. You'd prepare a well-reasoned answer. You'd meet disagreement with calm logic, not panicked surprise. This practice does 2 things. First, it turns vague fear into a concrete plan, shifting you from anxiety into action. Often, when you really think about a disaster, you realize it would be difficult, but survivable. Second, it builds deep gratitude for what you have right now. When you seriously contemplate losing your job, your health, or a relationship, you come back to the present with a renewed appreciation for them. This isn't pessimism, it's a strategy for building resilience. It makes you tough and anti-fragile. When you're learning something new, coding, a language, an instrument, you will hit roadblocks and get frustrated. By premeditating these challenges, you prepare yourself to meet them with patience and persistence instead of letting them derail you. You expect the struggle, and because of that, it can't defeat you. What if, instead of just putting up with the events of your life, you learn to truly love them? This is the core of our third principle, amor fatis, or a love of fate. It's the practice of not just bearing what's necessary, but loving it. This doesn't mean you become a doormat. It's about actively embracing every single moment, the good, the bad, the ugly, as a vital part of your journey. The Stoics argued that suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from our judgment about them. An event is just an event. We're the ones who label it terrible or unfair. Amor fati challenges us to go one step further and see every event as an opportunity. Lost your job? This is a chance to reevaluate your career and learn something new. Facing a difficult conflict? This is an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and better communication. An injury is keeping you from training? This is a moment to learn about your body, about rest, and about humility. This is a moment to learn about your body, about rest, and about humility. Amor fati is the mindset shift from "why is this happening to me?" to "what can this teach me?" It turns every obstacle into a lesson. When you embrace this, you stop wasting energy fighting reality and start working with it. This creates an incredible sense of peace and power because nothing that happens can truly be bad if you decide to see it as a chance to grow. When you're learning something new, you're going to make mistakes. There's no other way. A new guitar player will hit sour notes. No other way. A new guitar player will hit sour notes. A new entrepreneur will launch a product that flops. Amor fati teaches you to love this process. Love the mistakes because they are the feedback that guides you. Love the struggle because it is the fire that forges your skill. This all leads to the ultimate application of these ideas, perfectly summarized by Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Without the heavy weight, there is no growth. In life, our obstacles are that resistance. They aren't annoying detours from our path. They are the path. In every case, the obstacle itself forges new virtues and skills you wouldn't have built otherwise. So, how does this work for mastering a skill in the middle of modern chaos? First, you use the dichotomy of control to filter out the noise. You ignore the drama and the endless information that doesn't serve you. This creates the mental space for deep work. Next, you use premeditatio malorum to prepare for the inevitable setbacks, which keeps them from knocking you off course. Finally, you practice amor fati, learning to love the struggle and see every mistake not as a failure, but as a critical piece of data in your learning process. The chaos of the modern world becomes your training ground. Constant distractions become opportunities to practice focus. Overwhelming stress becomes a chance to build resilience. Every obstacle is a chance to practice virtue. When you apply this framework, you stop waiting for the perfect time to start learning or growing. You realize that the imperfect conditions of right now are all you'll ever need. Let's be honest, the chaos of modern life isn't going away. The notifications will keep buzzing, the demands will keep coming, and the world will stay unpredictable. But you don't have to be a victim of it. The Stoics taught us 2,000 years ago that our power isn't in controlling the world, but in mastering ourselves. By using the dichotomy of control, you reclaim your focus. By practicing the premeditation of evils, you build unbreakable resilience. And by embracing amor fati, you turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. This isn't just about feeling calmer, it's about becoming more effective. It's about channeling your energy toward what truly matters, your character, your growth, and the skills you want to master. These tools help you build an inner citadel, a fortress in your mind that can defend its peace and direct its power. So, I have a question for you. Which of these principles can you apply today? Will you start by separating what you can and cannot control? Will you take 5 minutes to visualize a challenge and prepare for it? Or will you choose to find the opportunity in a current frustration? Let me know in the comments below which principle you're going to try first. And if you found this wisdom valuable, subscribe for more practical philosophy for modern life. It's time to stop being pulled apart by chaos and start building a life of purpose and peace, one Stoic principle at a time.